Welcome to the Writer's Corner with Authors Alcove podcast. I am your host, Agnes Wolfe. Today is a very, very special episode. Not only do I have Mark McCraw, who I've had on once before, but I also have, you can't see him, but he's off screen, his grandson, Nickolai. Can you pronounce his last name? I want to make sure I do that. Pechawer.
Yeah.
And he is off screen because he is quite young. He was 10 when he published the book. And they have penned together the book Nicoli Picoli. So I'm beyond excited to be interviewing both of them today. It is a true honor. And Nickolai is now my youngest that I have had on here. Previously, I had a 17-year-old, and that was like a month ago when this one comes live. But now he is officially my youngest author. So welcome, Mark and Nickolai.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to this event. So
first, before we talk to Nickolai, I want to ask you, Mark, to just share a little bit about the history of what got you guys into writing together, why you asked your grandson, or did your grandson ask you? And then if you could introduce him and maybe hand the mic over to him.
Sure, absolutely. Both Nickolai and I had an idea because of his nickname being Nicoli Picoli. I thought, what a great opportunity to write a book with someone younger, and also be able to show them how to be an author and some of the processes that go into being an author and everything like that. So it was really a learning journey for both of us, and it was good to kind of a bonding for both of us as well. So I'm going to introduce my grandson. It's Nickolai Pechawer. Hold on.
Hello.
Hi, Nickolai. So can you share whose idea it was first to write Nicoli Picoli?
My grandpa's.
Your grandpa's. Awesome.
I got it from my mom saying my nickname.
Your mom gave you your nickname? So fun. So how did you like working with your grandpa?
Thumbs up.
What'd you say?
Good.
Good? Awesome. And what was it like hearing from, like, having your friends and your family read your book?
A lot of questions.
A lot of questions. Like, what kind of questions?
Like how the book was written. Who came up with the idea and like how the book was written.
So I want to ask your grandpa now, what was it like working with your grandson on this project?
Oh, it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. Nickolai, was put a lot of input into the book. The way he wanted the pictures in the book, being able to have different things happen in the book, events that happened, and I really enjoyed like working with the illustrator and taking his ideas and putting them into motion. And I was really excited about that part of it. He did a part in there that had to do with pickle lollipops and pickle mobiles, and we just had fun with it, and he enjoyed it, and it was just a great experience.
My cousin actually liked pickle popsicles.
Oh, okay.
She'd take the pickle juice and they would freeze it, and she would eat that, which, yeah.
It's funny when I go to events and stuff, people like, I always ask them, do you like sweet pickles, or do you like sour pickles, or do you like both, or is there other ones? And it's just so funny. We actually have, at my house, we actually have pickled jelly beans. And so that's an interesting taste. You have to acquire, and you can only eat just one because it's quite interesting.
So what surprised you the most with working with your grandson on this?
What surprised me the most is he just has an amazing creativity. I was just amazed. He wants to do a comic book, and he's working on a comic book, and he's very creative in everything that he does. So it was so much fun watching him create this character. So
now I want to go back to Nickolai, and okay. I'm going to ask him. So I know that one of the greatest joys of writing a book, and you are quite experienced, Mark. So I'm not going to ask you. I want to ask Nickolai.
Okay.
What was it like to hold your finished book in your hand the first time?
It felt like I have created the most beautiful creation on planet Earth.
Did it look like you expected it to?
Yes. Mostly
That is,
because I came up with all the designs.
that's awesome. And is there pictures inside as well that you helped create?
I think so.
Yes,
I
awesome.
I drew a drawing when I was 9. It was being worked on when I was 9.
Okay, and then you finished it when you were 10.
Yes.
That is so awesome. So what was the experience like for you?
Good. I enjoyed the process. Yes, I enjoyed the process, although I was a little bit impatient because I really wanted to see the book.
I think we all are. Did it surprise you how long it takes to actually publish a book?
Yes. It surprised me.
That's actually one of the things I hear from a lot of authors is how they're very surprised how long it takes from when they think they finished the book to actually having a finished copy in their hands. What thing surprised you the most?
The art in the book.
Oh,
The way the illustrator
awesome.
illustrated it. It looked really good.
That is so awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm going to go back to your granddad. So Mark, since you know both Nicoli Picoli and your grandson, Nicoli Picoli, what would you say? Would they share any qualities with one another?
Well, Nikolai is very funny and adventurous. So I think in the book, there's a lot of things that are funny and adventurous. So I think those characteristics are on point with him and the character in the book.
So what parts of the Nicoli Picoli were based on Nicoli?
Well, really, in his bed and stuff like that. There was a scene in there where he actually was eating pickles in his bed. So the bed idea that came about because of his bed and the unique way it's set up and things like that. So I think that a lot of that came a lot about the way he lives and you know and things like that. So we really tried to portray a lot of that scenes inside the house and outside the house as well, but a lot of scenes on where the pickles were being hidden and stuff like that.
Do you guys think you'll work on another project together?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He's already telling people at book signing events and stuff that oh, we're gonna make a sequel. We're gonna make a sequel. So there might be a sequel in the mix. You know, we got a lot of different ideas down the road. So you just never know. Never know what's going to happen.
That was actually going to be my next question. And I'm going to actually go back to Nickolai.
Okay.
I want to ask him a couple questions about that.
Hello.
Hi. So what are some of your ideas for a sequel?
So, like, basically my favorite place goes out of business and, like, basically the world ends or something. It starts off with, like, a normal day and then it goes to, like, we figure out that my favorite place in the book goes out of business and, like, I'm just putting, like, deep terror because, like, that's my favorite place and it went out of business.
Does it sell pickles?
Yes, the only thing it sells there is pickle.
Ah, I see why that would be devastating to Nickolai Picoli. You know, and I realized that, you know, I read about what this is about, but, you know, I have not had my listeners listen. Can you tell me what this particular book is about?
It is about me liking pickles.
And what are some of the adventures you have along the way?
I have a school project based on pickles. I hide pickles all around the house. I go to my favorite place. I think that's about it.
What was your favorite part about writing this particular book?
I need to find the page. Hold on.
Oh, awesome.
My favorite part about it was when we created the Sour Faces chapter.
Ah, interesting. So, what have your friends and family thought of the book?
I haven't asked my friends, but I have asked my family.
And what did
They
they say?
think I did a really good job, so they're proud of me.
I can't believe that you did that too. Very, very few people not only have written a book at 10 years old, but also published one. So, what is your favorite part of Nikolai's journey? Yes.
He is eating sour pickles with his friend Matthew.
So now I want to go back to your granddad. I'm going to ask him a question, and I'll probably go back to you one more time after this. What was your favorite part of the book?
My favorite part is when he was hiding pickles everywhere. So his mom didn't know where they were at. So there's 4 different places that he hides them in the house, and so that was a good part of it. And so I like that part the best.
So I did want to ask you if you could also kind of describe what the book is about, because I know that how he might describe might be different than how you describe it.
Yeah, so basically, Nickolai goes on this journey. He goes and buys pickles at the store, and he likes pickles a lot. He likes sour pickles. He's not really tried sweet pickles a lot, but those sour pickles were his favorite. So he hides them in 4 different places in the house, and then when his parents are sleeping, he sneaks them out underneath his pillow and starts eating on them. He ends up going to his favorite pickle place, which is where the sequel will come from, more than likely. And then he also does like a presentation in school where he has to research about pickles and how pickles are made and the different types of pickles. And so he's a little nervous about having to do the presentation, and he ends up hiding the pickles in his desk. It goes on holiday break. And at the very end, and then he also, at the very end, he ends up to try to figure out what the smell was in the class. And the kids are, after 2 weeks of the pickles sitting in the back of a desk, it's pretty rank. So, and then they just end up calling his name again, Nicoli Picoli. So a lot of that is, having to do with that. So having that nickname and using it in the story. Because not only does his mom call him that, also the kids call him that. But he said it's okay, nickname. Everybody has nicknames, that kind of thing. So, and he starts to draw and be creative. But now the thing of it is he actually decides to write the book. He wants to author a book actually during his break time, and so he's doing a lot of his thinking about the pickle lollipops and pickle mobiles and things of that nature. So he's doing a lot of creative thinking in the 2 weeks that he's on Christmas break, or holiday break. So that's where a crux of a lot of the creative things of how he wants to, sell and do some other things, and he starts to do a lot of thinking, and he actually talks about publishing a book.
That is so neat. So I just want to thank you guys both for being on here. I do have 2 more questions for Nickolai, but 1 more question for you. But
Okay.
before we go over to Nickolai, I want to ask you, it's the question I ask everybody. What is one thing you have learned through the writing process, especially writing with your grandson, co-authoring a book, that you think would be helpful for others too?
I think really just being patient, let the process follow its normal process of going from pre-writing and writing and going through the writing processes and being able to go to the editors and formatters and publishers and things like that, because you want to see it faster, obviously. And sometimes a lot of the children that I go out and I do events with or do books events with, they think that I print the books at home, so they don't realize that there's a long process involved. It could take anywhere from 90 to 120 days to print, to actually write a book, publish it, things like that. So I actually start pre-writing early on, and then I just keep adding and adding. So we're very excited about Nicoli Picoli. It actually was in the top bestsellers in a month of March. And as in Oklahoma, as reported by, I think it was 5 independent bookstores. And so we were really excited about that. We were actually at a book signing with Mackenzie Fox, which is another children's book author, and we were looking it up online, and we didn't know that in Tulsa World, it was actually reported he was in the top 10. and he's doing
Nice.
well on it. So he's actually sold some in Germany. So not only is he an international author, but he's also an Oklahoma author.
That is so awesome. Now I want to go back over to Nickolai. I'm going to ask him the same question. But before I ask him that, it's the question we all have been wondering: is a pickle a vegetable or a fruit?
Well, we are in a pickle because if you look up on the websites and USDA, there's all kinds of different things. Some say it's a pickle, some say it's a vegetable, some say it's both, some say it's a byproduct of cucumbers, and that it's a misnomer on really on what category it should be in. So we're going to let the reader actually go out and do some research. Because we don't want to give you the answer because there's so many different answers out there. But I will say, think about this though, that a fruit, according to the USDA, a fruit has to have seeds, right? Well, cucumbers have seeds. And so that's why a lot of people say it's a fruit. Some people say that logistically, when it goes to the stores, it's a vegetable. But as we were talking today, think about it. Where do you find most pickles? They're not in the vegetable aisle. They're not in the fruit aisle. They're on the shelf. So we'll leave it at that and see what the reader comes up with.
So do you have an opinion that you're willing to share or no?
I do. I think that it, in my opinion, it would be more in the vegetable, but because of the fruit side of the house, it has actually got the seeds. So I kind of always thought of it more of as a vegetable, but you don't find it in the vegetable aisle. So, so I think it's just because it is a byproduct of another vegetable. And that's where I think most people realize that it's, even the USDA will say it's both. But it's kind of hard to think when you think of fruit, you don't think of it as a fruit. So.
All right, now going to Nickolai. Or do you think that the pickle is a fruit or a vegetable?
I think it's a vegetable personally.
Well, I think that cucumbers are a fruit. Therefore, I think that it is a fruit. All right, so Nickolai, this is the question I ask all of my authors, and some variation of it anyway. What is one thing you've learned through writing this that you think would help others to be better writers?
Well, to get attention of any age of kids, it's got to have pictures. It's got to have pictures.
That is true. Thank you very much. And thank
Except
you
for high
again.
schoolers. It's got to be elementary.
Yes. Yes. My daughter actually really enjoys books that have pictures as well. That's something that she'll open up a book, and if it doesn't have pictures, even though she's ready for chapter books, she'll put it right back down. She's 8.
There was this place that was like, it literally only had candy. That's all it had.
Uh-huh.
And we found so many different flavors of cotton candy, and one of them just so happened to be pickle flavored cotton candy.
Did you try it?
No, I got the crease and cream. And I asked one of my friends to make pickle flavored ice cream, and I'm pretty sure they've made it with their grandpa. Their grandpa makes ice cream.
Have you tried Oops, sorry.
I have a bunch of pickle flavored candies.
Have you tried pickled popsicles? The pickle
No.
juice? My cousin loves it, and she's still, to this day, she's my age, she still has pickled popsicles. So it's worth a try. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nickolai. Thank you, Mark. I just want to also thank my listeners. If you have been listening for a while, please rate my podcast. This allows not only my podcast to get before more listeners, but my authors' books to get before more readers, like Nickolai's book, Nicoli Picoli. If you enjoyed this episode, you might also enjoy my conversation with writer Jillian Fanning. She's the author of Jeff and Banks series. Again, I had the privilege of talking with Mark McCraw. and his grandson, Nickolai. They are the author of Nicoli Picoli. You can find the link in the show notes. Thank you again, Mark. Thank you again, Nickolai.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us at Authors Alcove, the Writing Corner. We hope today's discussion has inspired and informed your writing journey. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review to help us reach more writers like you. And remember, we are brought to you today by the letter K, as in Knowadays, K-N-O-W, knowadays.com, a company that offers many courses from how to become a freelance writer to how to become a proofreader and editor. Also, I'm always appreciative of any of you who support me on Patreon. You can find the links in the show notes. Also, you can check out me at Authors Alcove, the Healing Place, where authors share about their books on healing and recovery. You can also find me at the Authors Alcove, the Reading Nook, where we talk about reading fantasy, sci-fi, and the occasional horror. Until next time, keep writing, keep creating, and we'll see you back in the Writing Corner.